Fuck me sideways. The Gray Man is absolutely terrible. Just what I can honestly just end my review there and say it's another expensive Netflix stinker, and it's another non-MCU stinker from the Russo brothers. Oh, you wanna know the most insulting part about this? The Russo brothers and the writers, Marcus and Mafreely, they worked together on some of the best Marvel movies out there, on actually some of the best Marvel movies. So tell me how they went from the highs of The Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Endgame to the shit that is The Gray Man. Before I even begin, let me get this straight. The cast is relatively fine. Ryan Gosling, cool. Chris Evans, the best thing about the movie, because he was the only one in this film that's actually not playing this straight. He was the only actor that had fun with the role, you know? He was the only one that actually livened up this otherwise terrible screenplay, right? But I digress. And at times, the action choreography and sequences mildly intrigue. Here's why I say at times, because there is a sequence involving a cargo plane that is so visually incomprehensible and so dog shit that I can't believe what I was witnessing. It's like, wow, this is 2022, $200 million budget, and this is the best you could come up with visually for a plane sequence? An action plane sequence? Anyways, and of course some of the editing during the action is choppy. It's disappointingly choppy, but let's move on again. You know what, I'm going a cappella on this, you know, I'm going unscripted for the most part, because I could not be arsed to write a review for a movie this fucking bland or generic. Anyways, but the biggest weakness of this movie, as I mentioned earlier, is the screenplay. It's the fucking screenplay. It's cliched and it's corny as fuck. You have characters that are either flat or just stock characters, you know, those type of stock generic characters. You know, you got that one character that's the angry boss or the yelly boss, you know, those type of characters in these types of spy action movies. Or you have characters that are just flat out stupid. You have characters that just do dumb shit. The Russo brothers' direction is also a mixed bag, because it can either sometimes be solid enough, or it can just be not that good. Whether the direction, whether it's flat with the non-action scenes or the action scenes, or the color palette being underlit for like the majority. Why does this movie mostly look so fucking dull? Like, it's just dull and flat to look at. And get this, there are drone shots here. Ooh, but guess what? Michael Bay does this better. He did this better with fucking ambulance, and that only cost $40 million to make. $40 million compared to the Gray Man's $200 million. I'm sorry, I'm still not over the $200 million bullshit. Where did the $200 fucking million go? Because surely all of this cannot go to this film. Surely all of that did not apply to the film. Most of that had to go to the fucking actors of Gosling and Evans and De Armas and, you know, etc, etc. Alright, back to the screenplay quickly. It is just another, apparently this is based on a novel, but this is just another generic spy movie we've seen before, right? But it's not even that, it's not even like interesting to watch this by being generic, because it's just flat. It's just not interesting. The antagonist, Chris Evans' character, you know, wants Ryan Gosling's character, the protagonist, dead, right? But get this, Evans' character is known to be the best of the best, right? That he gets the job done no matter what. So tell me why this fucker ends up making a bigger mess than necessary to try to kill Ryan Gosling's character. And the film uses this excuse that he's unstable, right? That yeah, he's the best, but he's unstable, right? That he's crazy, he's a lunatic. But that doesn't excuse the fact that he allowed half of Prague, that he allowed half of our country to be fucking demolished with so much casualties that I'm sure that there's several innocent people died from that shit, right? And Ryan Gosling isn't innocent. His character isn't really that innocent either, because he also made some messes too, right? It's like these two characters are known to be the best at what they do, but yet they end up making messes, bigger messes than necessary. And back to this, the film plays itself so straight. So tell me why that when the action gets so cartoonish and over the top, that the characters and the film still plays it straight. Oh, characters like barely react to this. Oh, they're barely faced by it. Like, I mean, some of the action is like Fast and Furious level over the top. Oh my word. So, to wrap this up, as I said, this is all over the place, but I don't give a fuck. This is blockbuster filmmaking at its blandest and at its worst. Where the fuck did the $200 million go again? Netflix continues to be washed along the Russos, because after the Avengers movies, the Russo brothers made like an art drama of sorts called Cherry with Tom Holland. I thought that film was also god awful, and I think it's worse. But at least with Cherry, at least it's memorable at times. At least it's like entertainingly bad at times. It's like that film is so outlandish that you just can't help but be amazed by the bizarreness of that film. While The Gray Man, while that is kind of marginally bad as a whole, it's just gonna be forgotten. It's just gonna be another forgotten mediocre Netflix original. My rating for The Gray Man will be a D. Just don't bother. Just don't bother with The Gray Man. Alright, just don't.